This video looks at how a 3-day Cheltenham Festival could work. I personally like the 4-day meeting, but I'm totally opposed to being over 5 days. In order of preference, I like 4 days, then 3 days, and then 5 days as the final option. First 4 races are the same as they are currently. I've switched to Cheltenham Festival Handicap Trophy Chase to the order I used to be in. First possible surprise is the 5th race, and I'm keeping Ryanair Chase as part of the festival. I remember responding to someone on Twitter who said at the festival you have a 2-miler or a 3-miler. I pointed out that getting rid of Ryanair Chase would do nothing for the champion chase, which always had low fields, and also if the Gold Cup was a 3-mile race, then Wayward Lad and Florida Pearl would have run it. And I said in an earlier video as well, in fact in 1997 I think one man would have run it with 3 miles, not in 1996 when Imperial Call was beating him at that point. But in 97 he's come very strongly challenged Mr. Mulligan, and at 3 miles I think he'd have won. I feel Ryanair Chase serves a point, and they'll put it on Tuesday. I'm also keeping National Hunt Challenge Cup. I feel it serves more of a point than I did a few decades ago, when I read someone mentioning Amsterdam often backing the slow boat to China in the race, and that's a phrase, not a horse. I was never surprised at keeping with Fred Winter Boodle's hurdle. I feel the Triumph Hurdle has become a better race than this was brought in. In the old days you often have 31 at Triumph Hurdle fields, a race the only non-handicap jumps race that offers 4 places. However, I think the winner of the Triumph Hurdle since 2005 has been on average better than winners beforehand. I'll start Wednesday with the Spa Hurdle. I'm losing the Ballymore Hurdle, officially known as the Baying Bingham Novice Hurdle, but I'll keep the Baying Bingham name. I'm not sure you need a race anymore. I feel the Supreme Novices and Spa Hurdle serves a point. However, with 21 races, I think the Ballymore Hurdle can go. Now to keep the Broadway Novices Chase, however I have a Golden Miller Trophy as I would remove the 2-mile 4 Novices Chase. Same as the Ballymore, I think the Arkle, Broadway Novices Chase and National Hunt Novices Chase have a point, but I don't think the Golden Miller Chase does. It's arguable it should go even if festival stays at 4 days. Until the Golden Miller Chase came in 2011, there was a Cheltenham race at the April meeting named after him, and name that race back after him and make it a better race. Now there's an issue I was saying this year with only a 4-winner field. But maybe a lot of horses are scared off by the 2 top quality horses, Bob Olinger and Gallon de Champs. I did have a look actually of the history of Cathcart Chase and see between 1988 to 2004, this is a race which went out in 2005 and moved from a festival, how the maximum amount of fields were for it, and there's only in that period from 1988 to 2004 there's only 11 runners, and every other festival race, including the new ones, have had more horses in them at least 1 renewal since then, above the Mare's Chase, who's had 11 and 8, so it's had the same amount. So you've got to have people going on about the wonderful time or great fields in the race. Remember Cathcart Chase. I did just wonder about renaming the Broadway Novices Chase after Golden Miller, but Broadway name has been used since the race came into existence in 1921, so I'll keep it. Champion Chase remains, of course, but changing the name of the Coral Cup, and clearly I'm losing the conditional Jockey's Handicap Hurdle, or to keep the Martin Piper name. He trained Olympian to win the first renewal of the race in 1993, and the typical Martin Piper horse won the Imperial Cup and 4 days later won the Coral Cup. I don't see an issue of a Stairs Hurdle. In fact, it was up to me. I won it over Gold Cup trip of 3 miles 2¼ furlongs as a true staying race, as I don't think it's always been that, and actually being a 2-mile 5 championship hurdle race as an intermediate race. And the next race changes its name. I've never liked the plate name, which was first used in 2006. The old name of the race was more interesting, was the Marmere Fleet Handicap Chase. That's a possible name we could use. Although I do wonder how much connection Anthony Marmay would now have with anyone, and age who still has a Marmay Chase and a Marmay course. The Marmay Fleet was either a renaming of the 7 Springs Handicap Chase or which replaced it, and there appears to be no consensus. I did a video I'll link here. The history of races at the Cheltenham Festival since 1911, and literally there are views either way. The 7 Springs race came into festival during 1930, and they're probably being renamed back as a local place. The champion bumper remains, and I did consider renaming this and will probably the Supreme Novices Hurdle after Ruby Walsh. However, I suspected he may already have a Cheltenham Festival Top Jockey's Trophy named after him, and I checked that, and I'm correct, and that is, so he's got his name in there anyway. I'll keep the Triumph Hurdle as traditional role as the opening race on the final day of the festival. I'd be tempted to have the Potemps Hurdle back up at 3 miles 1½ furlongs, which it was for a number of years prior to 2005 when it went back to 3 miles. Third race, the Mare's Hurdle. To be clear, this is not the Mare's Novices Hurdle race. I'm just reusing the Dawn Run name. as I'm dropping the Dorman Novices Hurdle from a programme. The Mares Hurdle was my 21st race, as from last race I decided to have, and yes, it will also be, if I had to go, it would be a race I would take out. And if, this will not happen, the intermediate hurdle race I like to have with the stairs and decreasing trip came in, I would take this race out. I think there's justification having a race, especially without an intermediate hurdle race, and I'm keeping the current David Nicholson name for a trophy while keeping Dawn Run name for a race. The Cheltenham Festival 100 Chase aren't surprises to keep, and given I'm losing the Folk Woman Chemio Challenge Cup, I keep their names for the trophy of the latter race. There's no reason to use the Grand Annual, and when Nicky Henderson retires, I think it should be renamed the Henderson's Grand Annual. It's already named after his dad, Johnny Henderson, and I think they should both have it named after them. And actually, when Willie Mullins retires, I'd actually name the champion bumper after him. And lastly, an end of the race of the County Hurdle. It used to be a final race between 1998 and 2008, and the competitive handicap is a right way to finish.